You're on mute, Heather.
Yes, I was just saying that I've never been to a poetry thing. So anybody that, after Goddess Anahata gets on, off, you can do this with me. Unmute and do that with me. All right. So next, Amanda with Lucky Vibrations. Amanda is absolutely amazing. And this is one of these modalities that me personally, I believe the divine feminine, there should be somebody, one person in the family that knows how to heal with their hands. This is one of y'all's gifts. Men can do this too, but nobody has the power that you have. Nobody. Amanda?
Hey guys, vibrant day. Thank you, Haru, for having me. This has been a long time coming, and we've been talking about this for a while. So I'm excited to be a part of it and seeing it come to life. So thanks for including me, and thanks for everyone that is here today. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about me. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about Reiki, and maybe share some stories on what I've encountered during some of my sessions, and then room for questions, I think, at the end of the presentations. So a little bit about me. I am born and raised in Minnesota. I know probably too many people have not been here. Yes, it's cold. It's cold right now. It was 45 degrees, I think, today, but last week it was 90. So, we don't really know. Graduated from a local high school here. I spent most of my career in banking with Wells Fargo, and then I got my degree in HR, organizational leadership. So my day work is recruiting and HR work. And then late 2019 to 2020, my life just totally got flipped upside down. So I was married in a previous life. I was going through a divorce. I had a cousin that was actually tragically taken from us, and her mother and her children all moved into my home. And then COVID happened, of course. So I had to find a way to regulate myself. I really kind of felt like I was probably going to have a nervous breakdown if I didn't figure out how to handle the things that were going on in my life. So, when my cousin passed away, her mother and both of her children moved into my home. So I went from, having a husband and two children to living on my own to now having two toddlers and my aunt staying in my house. And so this word Reiki just kept coming up, and I did not pay too much attention to it until I actually saw Billy actually kept bringing it up on one of the transmissions that he was talking about it. So I'm like, okay, this is the fifth time I've heard this word. Let me look into it. Ended up finding a local person here in Minnesota that did Reiki. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find any person of color that did Reiki. Wasn't even sure where to find Reiki practitioners. So I went to the lady, and it turned out to be a really decent session. And at the end of the session, she looks at me and she goes, "Amanda, if you need to cry later, don't hold back, just let it out." And I thought to myself, well, I never cry. I never cry, and I don't cry for myself. I'll cry for other people, or I'll cry on a Dove commercial or something that's really sweet and mushy, but very rarely do I cry about the things that happen in my own life. And no more than 5 minutes into me leaving that session, everything that I think I had been suppressing literally came out of my gut, and I did the ugliest cry I have ever done in my entire life. Cried about everything. So the big thing that came up was I hadn't seen my sister in probably close to 5 years. She got married, moved to Georgia, and for no really real reason, we just stopped talking. And our relationship kind of dwindled away. So literally right after that session, I called my grandmother and I said, I need my sister's number. And I called her, and next thing I know, we're both sobbing on the phone, and I'm booking a trip to Georgia. So I can honestly say Reiki ended up healing the relationship between my sister and I that was non-existent for at least 5 years. And I decided that after that took place, I wanted to learn how to do this for people. And that's how I ended up learning about Reiki. And we have one of 40 master Reiki teachers that live here in Minnesota. So I went to a class there. So introduction to Reiki, people go, okay, well, what is it? Where'd it come from? So Yasui Holy Fire Reiki is a form of energy healing that was developed in Japan in the early 20th century. The word Reiki comes from the Japanese words Rei and Ki, which mean universal and life energy. So it means universal life force energy. And it's based on the idea that that a universal life energy flows through everything that's living. So how Reiki works, essentially, the Reiki practitioner channels the healing energy through their hands, either placing them directly on the body or slightly above it. And the goal is to clear the energy blockages, restore the balance, and promote relaxation, well-being, and nurture and healing. So some benefits of Reiki is reduce stress and anxiety, supports emotional healing, enhances relaxation and mental clarity, helps alleviate physical pain and tension, boosts body's natural healing process, and balances the chakras and the energy flow. So I want to say, first off, I am not the healer. I am the conduit for the healing. So I essentially open up my channel and force in the life force energy for you to heal your body from the inside out. So it does have to be something that you participate in. It's not anything that's going to harm you, but if you choose to block it because you don't believe it or you don't know what's going on, it won't work. So you do have to be a willing participant in order for this to take place. So there are 5 Reiki symbols that I use. And so the first 3 come with Reiki 2, and the second one, the last 2 come with the Master Reiki. So we have the power symbol, which is, it represents placing all the power of the universe, the universal energy here. So it's literally like turning on the switch. It's the power button, and that's the first symbol that I use. And then we have the mental emotional signal, which represents God and humanity are becoming one. So this symbol is used to bring harmony and balance to the emotional and mental status of states. It is often used to heal emotional wounds, reduce stress, and reduce deep-seated issues like trauma, anxiety, or fear. It can also assist in breaking negative habits and patterns. I don't drink much, and I don't smoke anymore after becoming a Reiki practitioner. So if you struggle with any type of substance abuse, Reiki is good for that. The distance symbol, so it stands for no past, no present, no future. So this is why I'm able to do Reiki distance. So you get the same results, whether if you're physically with me or not. And this is how, if I do tap into somebody's past life, this is the symbol that actually activates that. And then we have the master symbol, which is great shining light. This is the most powerful symbol in Reiki and often is used by the Reiki master. It represents enlightenment, healing at a soul level, and connecting to the divine source of all energy. And then we have the fire symbol, and this is a very calming symbol. It really just helps you just really relax it out. I had a gal leave a session, and she ran out of gas on her way home on the highway. And she calls me and says, Amanda, I just needed to call and tell you that I am on the highway and I ran out of gas. And for some reason, I am not bothered about this. This is not bothering me at all. I called my dad. He's on his way and everything's going to be fine. um, I want to touch on what makes me different. So I want to let you guys know that if you decide to go with Reiki, whether it be from me or somebody else, finding a Reiki practitioner is like finding a doctor or a therapist. You need to find somebody that matches you, matches your energy. I might not be everybody's cup of tea. You might want, somebody that has a different personality than me, or messes with you in a different way. So but some of my particular gifts that came with my Reiki, but is not Reiki. So I want to tell you that. If you are if you go to get a Reiki session from somebody else, they might not have these gifts. So I am clairvoyant, which means I do have the gift of sight. So I can actually see scenes that happen during a Reiki session. So it might be something from childhood, and that's where I also get to see, if I do a past life, I might be able to see that as well. Claircognizant, so it is the gift of knowing. So when something comes through, I can actually tell if it's masculine or feminine energy. It's an odd gift. It's just a gift of knowing. I've been clairaudient for a very long time, so I hear very clearly. And then clairsentience, so I can actually feel the things that happen in your body as well. So you can move on. So some frequently asked questions. So hopefully if you guys have questions, I might answer them here. If not, I'll answer the other ones at the end. Essentially, like I said, you come in. If I'm doing this virtually for you guys, we just do this over Zoom. You would essentially find yourself in a comfortable position. And then I normally send the link to the music that I listen to, but you can listen to anything that makes you feel comfortable. Sessions are anywhere between 30 to 90 minutes. 30 minutes is not enough. I promise you, you're probably going to fall asleep and it's going to feel like 10. So I usually do anywhere between a 60 to 90-minute session. You're slightly asleep, but you're not awake either. So you're right in that in-between state. So you can most likely hear me. You can most likely hear the things that are going on around you, but you're going to be in that really in-between state. And you're going to kind of feel the tingling. You're going to be able to feel everything. And I can't really ever tell you what's going to happen in your session, as each session is different and it's custom to you. So after a Reiki session, you might feel tired. I've had people just fall asleep and not wake up. And so usually I'll just have, you can call me back after you do wake up, if I'm not able to wake you over the Zoom. And then after a session, some symptoms of relieving energy is you might actually get headaches. You might feel some pain in the body. And all of those things are just the energy escaping out of the body. So, and I always tell people to make sure that they listen to their thoughts after these sessions, because the thoughts that we have are about 90 to 95% recycled. And so if new things start to come up, I want you to pay attention to those. Does Reiki have a religion? The answer to that question is no. So although we don't really know where Reiki came from. The line of Reiki that I use was developed in Japan. It did not come out of Japan. So it's been around for a very long time and it predates religion. So Reiki does not have a religion. It complements any religion or any type of spiritual practice that you might be in. You can go to the next. Can Reiki be given to children? It sure can. So if you have a child or a teen or someone that you think could benefit from this, they obviously have to be knowledgeable about what it is that they're getting and what they're participating in. And as long as they can sit down and receive it, I'd be more than happy to work with your children as well. Can Reiki harm you? It is the answer to that question is no. It is non-invasive. So I say even if you don't get any of the other healing things, I at least relaxed you and I will put you to sleep for an hour. So it cannot harm you. Um, so when oh, so when should Reiki not be given? I cannot do Reiki if you've got broken bones. You have to come to me after that. Is if you are getting a surgery or something to fix those things, you have to come after the fact, because Reiki is a healing thing and it will start to heal the bone when it's broken, and that's not what I can't do that. And yes, you leave your clothes on. So there you go. You can go on to the next one. And then here's just some reviews that I've had from some of the clients that have come to see me. I've done over 150 Reiki sessions. Yes, and so part of my mission is to essentially help Reiki become a part of the medical system, and not just something that you can get by finding a a one-off practitioner. So and then I will be teaching Reiki 1 and Reiki 2 very soon. Hoping to get that started in July. And is that it? And then all my information is down in the corner there. You can reach me. You can book sessions at www.luckyvibrations.com. Or you can shoot me an email if you've got any questions at luckyvibrations@gmail.com.
We had a question.
Yes.
Nadia Mundell asked, is it like being hypnotized? So
It is a very suggestive state. So hypnotherapy is on my 5-year plan, because I've had people ask about hypnotherapy. But it is a state for you. It's kind of in that middle. You're right in the middle there. So that's why I say, please make sure you are going to somebody that you trust, because you don't want people, messing around in there if you're not really sure who they are or what they're about or what they're practicing. So you can, yeah. So yeah, it's right in the middle there. And then I see somebody say like, you can't drink or smoke at all. No, so you can. Yes, so it was just my personal choice. I do drink. I do. I drink my wine and I have a good time. But I don't. I used to smoke quite often, and it wasn't very good for me. So I decided to. One day, somebody went to pass it to me, and I just declined it and left it alone, and I don't miss it. So, yeah.
beautiful. I just thought maybe I should close the screen share and that line will go off the screen. Oh Lord, why didn't I think of that sooner? But yes, thank you so much, Amanda. Amanda's
You're
gifted,
welcome.
special, and Reiki, these Reiki 1 and 2 classes that she's gonna be having. I know are going to be amazing. I was talking to someone about Reiki yesterday that's actually helping me. We've been trying to catch each other for a long time, like back and forth, back and forth. So I'm actually doing Reiki 1 right now. And we talked about healing from past trauma. All of us, well, the majority of us have some kind of trauma. And on that one call, I promise y'all, the one call, I'm not on video. I left that one call feeling so much better, just like Amanda's story is like that, that person that their car, broke or ran out of gas and they were just like, so what? Who gives a shit? That's how I felt yesterday. And
Yeah.
Leanda's on here, actually, I think. So thank you, Leanda. I mean, legitimately, Reiki is amazing. So I want to do it specifically for healing some of my past trauma. But when you have trauma, you let other people get that trauma. And I'm gonna bring my son on. My son's over here. Come here, Vic. This is one of the other divine masculines that's trying to raise the matriarch. He's coming through. He's about to head out. He's like, "Why are you putting me on here?" All right.
Praise God.
It was one of my 2 boys, but yes, Reiki is important, and I truly believe we should all have somebody that actually becomes a Reiki master in our family. There's a child or something like that, headache, pain in their legs, their arms, or whatever, you'll have that one person that can just lay that power, get rid of that pain in your family, and we don't have to run to the hospitals. So
Does it work on migraine?
So it's I wouldn't say it's one of those things where, you know, you just lay your hands and it goes away, and it can. So, you know, sometimes I get pain in my shoulder, and just yesterday I was very tense here in my shoulder, and I just blow in my hands and I say my symbols, and it's gone. It's gone. So it's kind of hard to kind of pinpoint what it will actually work for. And, you know, some people just get one Reiki session, they think they're okay, but it's, you know, you don't go to one therapy session and say, oh, I think I'm good now. You know what I mean?
Right. I hear you. Sure. Thank you.
I
You're
have a
welcome.
question for you. How do you purify yourself after you do a session? Because I know a friend of mine, she only did the Reiki one time after she took the course because the person was ill. And as soon as she laid the hands on, she started to feel very sick. It was like she felt everything in her and she had to like leave. And she said she vomited and the other end at the same time. And so she never did it again. And she
Oh,
said she
wow.
didn't purify. So what do you do to purify yourself after each person?
So there's a few things that we do to disconnect, and there's just, and anybody can do this. And so if you guys can see me, so this is disconnecting from the energy. So you swipe, 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 down, 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 and then you 2, 3, and then I just stomp it out. And so essentially that is getting rid of it. If the temperature is nicer outside, I'll go and ground after. And then I take a shower, and, you know, and then just cleanse myself from any negative or any, you know, so, and I just release it that way. So, so what she was experiencing, and I don't know this for sure, like I said, sometimes I do feel the symptoms of the people but I'm not taking on that energy. It's not mine. So Reiki in itself is its own energy, and she shouldn't be holding on to it because it's just kind of like passing through her. She's not using her own energy to do it. So I'm not really sure what, you know, what other things were going on in that. But when I do Reiki, it actually gives me energy and it doesn't take my energy away. So I did 26 Reiki sessions over one weekend at an event and had an amazing time, but I was jacked up. Like I had, I was hot and I was on fire and like, I was just ready to go. So I'm like, give me more. And it was like, no, everyone's gone. So
Thank you. Thank you.
you're welcome.
All right, we're gonna come back for some poetry. Thank you, Amanda.
You're welcome.
That
Great.
was beautiful. That was beautiful. I appreciate hearing that. And it led me to another poem, and that'll continuously be my theme is after I hear each explanation of each specialty, take it from there. And this one is called Taking Over. It takes the narrative and the personification of a pain or trauma or fear or hindrance in your life that's wanted to attach itself to you and start taking over and thinking that it has more control over you than you have over you. So as I read this, take it from the perspective of that. And then if you can identify anything during this poem, realize that there's something that can still be worked on. And this piece was so healing for me. So it's called Taking Over. Have a seat with me. Let's sit and contemplate the past on repeat, shall we? And piece together worst case scenarios, preparing for things that haven't happened yet, so you're ready for anything. I promise I am only helping. helping you navigate this cruel world and be overly cautious about what you do and say, helping you remember that you can't have it your way because everything is subject to change. I have an unnatural attachment to you, an obsessive compulsive addiction to be where I don't fit in, yet I always feel better when I'm the center of attention. I just want you to be happy, but not too happy. Just enough to wake up each day and let me lead because it hurts when you feel happier without me. While you try to learn your shadows, I'd rather you fight our battles because how could you ever be over me? You're overthinking? No, you're overthinking about overthinking, and it's right back to me, just how it's supposed to be. I like to make your thoughts scatter and drift in every direction. I like to interrupt your prayers and break your meditation. I like you unfocused on living, so I can be the center of attention. I love feeling needed, and it pains me to know how powerful you'd be by breaking free of my misery. Your company is just too sweet. I enjoy making you squirm while filling your mind with ludicrous distractions so you don't take action. It makes me calm to see you frantic. If I can keep making you feel inadequate, we can stay in this comforting spot of analysis paralysis. This is no relationship, but relation island. Ships get to move, but I like us stagnant and silent. More time I get to grow. By depleting you of everything that makes you special, you'll eventually stop trying to be free and just let me take over this host. You should be thanking me. My gift to you is the syndrome called Stockholm. You love being controlled. You just need me gone to live life, and I need you. I need to keep you for me to multiply. A devious parasite. So it's either you or me. And I'll keep controlling your thoughts by living rent-free in your mind if it means I get to survive. Ashe.